Welcome to the pilot episode of TYT Mundo Latino with me, Alan Salinas, where I discuss issues affecting the growing Latino community and maybe make you laugh along the way. Uh, Today, I wanted to talk about something that a lot of pundits have been talking about in the media, which is the Republican Party's inability to mobilize the Latino voting population for Mitt Romney and their belief that they might be able to smooth things over with the Latino community by picking Florida Senator Marco Rubio as Romney's VP. Conservative columnist Ruben Navarrete put into words exactly how I felt at the time I heard this. He wrote in an article that such a mediocre attempt at straight identity politics is at best laughable and at worst really insulting. And he mentioned two equally competing reasons why this is so. Reason number one, Romney has been relentless at alienating Latino voters. Let's just keep it real. It's actually one of the few issues in which he's been consistent on. He said he would veto the DREAM Act if it passed in Congress. He called Arizona's immigration law a model for the nation. He boycotted Univision's Republican presidential debate based on Marco Rubio's false allegation that Univision had blackmailed him, Rubio that is, with a story about his brother-in-law's past conviction for the sale of illegal drugs, mainly cocaine. Univision is to Spanish-speaking Americans what Fox News is to conservative Americans. Another thing that Romney did is advocate for this self-deportation system for dealing with undocumented immigrants. Let's just backtrack for a second. Mere presence in the US without a removal order and re-entry into the US in violation of that order is not a violation of federal law. And actually, most illegal immigrants come here legally and overstay their visas. And at most, when you are in violation of the removal order, it's at most a misdemeanor under federal law. You know what else is a misdemeanor under California law? Public drunkenness. Most misdemeanors, you only get probation. I wonder how the self-deportation system that Romney advocates for applies to public drunkenness. Oh, hello, officer. I have been drinking. You should take me in. Okay, young man. I will take you in. Come with me, please. No, that's not what happens. It's more like, John, what are you up to? Yeah? Yeah. Yeah, you should call Matt. Hey, I smell bacon. Get it? Get it? Can you tell me why you're walking around drunk in front of the senior center on bingo night? The reason why I'm walking drunk is because a couple of days ago I got into a car accident. You see, a tree came out of nowhere and crashed into me. Second and final reason, which was offered by Ruben Navarrete, and it's something that I believe. Does the Republican Party really think so little of Latino voters that they would pick Marco Rubio as Romney's VP? A recent poll by Latino Decisions has already found that 3 out of 4 Latino voters already think that the Republican Party is either indifferent or overtly antagonistic towards them. It's like saying, if he was still alive, Ricky Ricardo, he was Latino and he's popular. Why don't we make him the Romney's VP? And look, Jank, as a member of the Latino community, I give you permission to call Marco Rubio and Uncle Tom. This attempt at straight identity politics and very paternalistic view of minorities and women is nothing new, as already pointed out by Your Honor Justice Jackson. But let's just explore the reasons why Marco Rubio would be a terrible candidate. He partnered up with Republican and Texas Congressman Lamar Smith to propose a really strict immigration law that has as one of its components a requirement for employers to check their workers' legal status through the federal government's E-Verify system. Then he was for Arizona's racist immigration law before he was against it. He's against the DREAM Act. He falsely claimed that his parents were Cuban exiles when in reality they had been in the US even before Fidel Castro came to power. Look, my point is, if Republicans want to pick Marco Rubio to do well with the Cuban Americans, I say he's the perfect man. But they would have gotten most of those votes anyway. And more importantly, Latino voters are a very complex demographic. Mitt Romney is still going to have a really difficult time, even with Marco Rubio, to cater to Latino voters, unless he finds a miracle team that can somehow turn it all around. For Pete's sake, Geraldo, please tell me what to do to reach out to the Latino vote. I'm in a bit of a bind here. I don't know what to do. What position should I take? I'll suck your pee-pee. I don't know. Tell me what to do, please. Don't worry, man. I know just the right group of people that can reach out to every Latino demographic in existence. For this is in Geraldo at large. All right, who do we got? ¡Que viva Mitt Romney! ¡Arriba! Suave, suave, suave. Que viva Mitt Romney. Que viva Puerto Rico, que viva New York. Muévelo, muévelo, mami. Muévelo, muévelo al lado y al otro. Oye, mira. Uy, ¿qué es esto, chico? Un micrófono. Come on, Mitt Romney. Que viva Puerto Rico. Muévelo, 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 muévelo. Adelante. Ole, 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 ole. Mitt Romney, Mitt Romney. Ole, 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 ole. Mitt Romney. I kill a communist for fun. But for a green card, I cut him up real nice. I keep the Cuban American voter nice for you, okay? Wait, excuse me. What? He wants to what? Defund Planned Parenthood for women? Cut the Department of Education for kids? What? Fuck no, man. Fuck no. Hey, I said no women, no kids, man. Fuck you. What? My evil twin sister killed my cousin? What? And then before he did what? Before he planted evidence that I did it? But why would he? Hold on. Yeah. You're sending a pizza with anchovies? But I said pineapple and ham. This can't be. But I'm not worried. Everything's gonna be all right once Mitt Romney's president. He's proposing to do what? To take women's rights to choose. What? Oh, hell no. I changed my mind, guys. I'm out of here.
Okay. Obama? ¿Qué? Wrongly. Obama. Okay, Obama.
Turns out, voting Republican cuts too close to the dark side of the Force. Join me here. Together we will rule the galaxy. We will win the presidential election with Mitt Romney. Is that all? Hasta luego. If the Republican Party decides to pick Marco Rubio as Romney's VP, they would be basically telling the Latino voting community that they don't really care about them. And they would actually isolate them even further. Not only because the Cuban American experience is vastly different than most Latinos in the US, part of that being that it's much easier for Cubans to become naturalized citizens, get a legal status in the US, but also because of Marco Rubio's non-existent advocacy for the Latino community. But I welcome your opinion, but I think that if they do decide to pick him, it will be consistent with their paternalistic rhetoric and their very simplistic view of most minorities and women.